Okay. Can we talk a second about what's going on in America, or what's going on in Jumanji, because that's what America feels like at the moment. So every month something new has happened. In June, it's not letting up on it either. This month alone, we've had confirmed UFO sightings. Anonymous has returned. I haven't seen Anonymous since I was 10. He returned. And that's not even half. Like, if I go and look, I could probably find a picture of what all really happened, and I'll insert it. Right there. Okay. So, protests, riots. America looks like a movie at the moment. And what movie does America look like? It looks like The Purge. And people joke about it, try to make it seem funny. And you know, you laugh at it because you try to brush it off, but like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. First it was quarantine, then it's riots. They burn down cities, they burn down businesses, they burn down all these other things. People have to have these troubling conversations, you know, and I see people talking about it, saying that they don't want to have these conversations with their children, their Caucasian children, because they feel like they're too young. But what they don't understand is, if you're African American, especially in America, you're never too young to know about racism. My sisters are 6 years old. My twin sisters are 6. My brother is 11. And I'm 14. And years before, I had to realize that no matter what I do, no matter what I say, no matter how successful I get in the future, there's always going to be people out there who hate me just because of how I look. And that is something that I'm trying to explain to my 6-year-old sister, my lovely old brother, who shouldn't have to understand or shouldn't have to feel that way. Right? There's people out there dying every single day because of the color of their skin. There's children out there 5 and 6 years old, younger even, whose parents go out, parents who were even relaxing at home, then got abused by police, killed, tortured. Like, it's just horrible. It's just horrible, all because of their skin. And then there's people now, Caucasian people now, who think that we're making a big deal about it, and you know, they're burning down Targets and Pizza Huts and, you know, just all these other corporations. That's that. But what do you think, right? Like, what did you think was gonna happen after 400 years of this? What did you think was gonna happen, right? And some people don't understand. Like, a school shooting, okay? Most of the time, it is not all the time. It's never a person of color you see walking to a school and, you know, shooting up the school, right? 4 months of them being bullied, a year of them being bullied, they go in and they shoot up the school, and it's horrible. What did you think was going to happen to a whole race of people being bullied to an extreme for 400 years? And this is how they react. I'm not surprised by it. Do I agree? No. But do I disagree? No. Do I think that people forgot what they were fighting for? And I think that because it hasn't even been a full week of the protests and the riots and all that other stuff, and people already didn't forgot what they was fighting for. I do believe that. I've seen videos of African Americans like contributing to the stereotype of us. A white person was sitting on the car while they were riding around during a protest, and the white person said "F you" to a group of black people in the car. The group of black people jumped off the car, attacked the white person, beat him, and it was just bad. And they contribute to the stereotype. Stuff like that is what makes me upset, because we fight so hard to try to change the stereotype and change the way that people perceive us, but then there's a few bad people out there who decide that they want to contribute to it, and they're just going to live with the fact that people think of this way, and they're gonna try to prove them right on the fact that people think this way. People tell me all the time that I'm whitewashed. I'm whitewashed because I enunciate my words. I was taught to enunciate my words. Just because I don't talk like this, and you know, just because I don't talk like that, or just because I don't walk out half naked or stuff like that, just because I don't talk like that, just because I don't act like that, don't mean that I'm whitewashed. It just means that I was raised correctly. I was raised to enunciate my words. I was raised in an environment where being ignorant was not acceptable. That's how I was raised. Some people didn't have the luxury of that. Some people grew up in broken homes. Why is that? Why did a few people stereotype the whole black community? I have no clue. And people saying that all cops are bastards and all cops are bad. I don't believe that. Now, do I think that they have quite a bit of few bad apples in the police department, the system, and they're supporting the systematic racism that goes on in America? Yes. Do I think that all cops are supporting the systematic racism, the systematic discrimination against black people in America? Yes, I do. But I don't think that all of them as individuals are bad. I just think that is their job, and that is just what they're contributing to. So people are like, oh, if you're a cop, step one is to just quit. Because those are the people who are supposed to protect and serve you, but they're taking more of our lives than they are protecting them, and it is really, really sad. It's really, really sad. I am 14 years old, and I have to worry about when my father goes out, or when my dad goes out, or when any of my African American friends go out. I have to worry about if they're going to come back home. That is sad. That is not okay. And then there's people right now who's arguing, saying that, oh, this isn't acceptable, this isn't acceptable, and then they have some good Caucasian people who are trying to bring light to the situation. But then when you try to bring light to the situation, they have black people are so hurt by it that they think that they're doing it for their own benefit, and I don't believe that. Now, do I think they got celebrities out here, right? They have unemployed college students who are barely paying off their student loans, who are paying a crazy amount to donations to bond people out for them getting arrested at riots, and bailing people out and just donating money to these different causes for the Black Lives Matter movement. I see that. But then they have these celebrities who are worth millions and millions and millions of dollars who did nothing but post hashtag BLM, or post yesterday for Blackout Tuesday. Blackout Tuesday yesterday, I believe, was a scam. That's why I didn't say anything about it. I didn't post about it because it was no, I don't understand what that was supposed to do, but people believe what they want to believe. Everything that's been going on, people, the All Lives Matter, the protest to a protest, it makes no sense. I want somebody to try to explain to me how that protest came about, because we never said only Black Lives Matter, right? And if all lives mattered, then we wouldn't have the problem with Black lives if all lives mattered. And we never said only Black Lives Matter. But black lives at this point are in danger. They are in danger. If you see a fire department go into a house to go put out a fire, they're not going to spray your house down too because your house is not on fire. Black people are actively being oppressed at the moment. Caucasians are not. So it is hard. So you can't say that you're going to protest against my protest, because that's just not what it is. If you have 5 kids and one of them gets stung by a bee, you're going to give a Band-Aid to the person who got stung by a bee. You're not going to give a Band-Aid to all 5 kids, because all 5 kids did not get stung by the bee. And that is what y'all don't understand. That is what y'all don't understand. And for all you people who are being silent and who are trying to make a butt in this situation, y'all are just as bad as the oppressor. And we, like, at this point, I've seen gay people, I've seen gay people, seen white people, seen black people, seen Mexican people, Muslim people, all come together in this time. I've seen them all come together in this time. And it's like a change is coming, because I seen that Derek Chauvin, his I don't know what the word is, his charges, they got brought up to second-degree murder. That is amazing. I'm sad that it even happened, but I mean, I think it's amazing that finally a change is coming. Like, it is awful. Now, most people, they think that, oh, all this happened because George Floyd died, or this and that and this and that. No, that is just the tip of the iceberg. There is so much going on in America that the government has tried and been hiding from. They're not even hiding it. That they just been trying to ignore because people don't want to have conversations like this. Like, we don't have a choice. I don't have a choice but to understand this. I don't have a choice but to have a conversation like this because it's like America is against me, against my family, against my brother, against my dad. Like, I have been in so many different communities. I was taught that you love people based on their character. You don't judge them based on the color of their skin. You don't judge them based on their religion. You don't judge them because of that. You judge them on your character. See, me, if you ask anybody, they will tell you that I'm a funny person, I'm a goofy person, I'm a lovable person. But there's always going to be people out there who are going to hate me, haven't even said a word to me, and they're going to hate me just because I'm black. And I know some people, they'll probably see this video and be like, she don't know what she's talking about. She don't know, she's too young. Exactly. I'm young. I'm too young to be having this conversation. I should not have to have this conversation. I should not have to be able to say this. I should not have to know this. I should not. That should not happen. And my sisters, they're too young to understand. My brother's too young to understand. I don't even understand. My parents don't even understand because we don't understand why. We don't understand why. Like, we know what's going on, but we don't understand why. Right? And to my fellow black people in the black community, y'all need to start supporting each other. Like, when y'all see somebody else speak out, like I'm speaking out and I'm saying that not all cops are bad, not all cops are bastards. I'm speaking out and I'm saying that, and y'all gonna come attack me. That is the worst thing. That is the worst thing to possibly do at this point. The worst thing. I know voting is coming around. I know you were supposed to vote yesterday, I think today, and on the 30th, in like 34 different states. I know that you're supposed to vote. I can't vote. I'm only 14. But y'all need to vote. Y'all need to vote because we fought so hard for black people to even get a chance to vote. So y'all need to use that right. And I know y'all getting a lot of misinformation on the internet, like martial law is about to happen and Trump shutting down all this different stuff. Like that's not what's happening. Y'all getting a whole bunch of misinformation about the riots that's going on. The riots who was actually started by the policemen. There's videos of policemen getting civilians and getting citizens of the states or the cities that we're in to vandalize property. There's a video of Boston police mowing down a group of protesters with a car. A peaceful protest. They're at a peaceful protest and they maced a kid. They maced a kid. They shot a girl in the face with a rubber bullet. And those are the people that you are supposed to look up to, because they're supposed to protect and serve you. And that is what they're doing to you. There are so many victims of police brutality. So many African American victims of police brutality. And I can't even sit here and name them all. But right now, I know we're talking about George Floyd. We're talking about Breonna Taylor. We're talking about all those people. I've signed so many petitions. I don't even think my parents know, but I've signed so many different petitions because that hurts. That hurts. Looking on every social media platform and seeing that it's another black person dying, another person being abused because of the color of their skin. That is sad. I have to grow up in this world and I have to watch my brothers and sisters, my fellow people of color. They're being killed. And they're being judged and discriminated against and hated for something that they didn't even choose. And that's really sad and that's heartbreaking that I have to have this conversation at the age of 14 and that there's parents out there losing their children. There's daughters losing their fathers and mothers. There's sons losing their family because somebody feels a certain way. That is unacceptable. That really, really is. And I try to explain it to some people because some people say, oh, it's sad, and they post hashtag Black Lives Matter and all of that. and they say, oh, that's all I'm gonna do. No. No. That's not enough at this point. We tried to be peaceful. We tried to talk. We tried the Black Lives Matter thing. That is not enough anymore. That is not enough. Derek Chauvin and those other 3 police officers, they stood on that man's body for 9 minutes. Over 9 minutes, they murdered him. And then a coroner had the nerve to claim that his death was the cause of an underlying disease or underlying sickness. So you mean to tell me that without him being kneeled on, being crushed, he would have died in those moments because of his underlying illness? You telling me that is what would have happened? No. Breonna Taylor was relaxing in her own home. And she opened her door and she tried to talk to them, try to reason with them, and they killed her. Tamir Rice, he had a toy gun. He was shot 3 times in the head and 1 time in the chest. Trayvon Martin, he had a pack of Skittles. Ahmaud Arbery, he went for a run. He was murdered for that. That man did not bother anybody. And for people who are sharing the videos and posting that, no. If you want to educate people, on what's happening, educate them. Don't share the video of somebody's family being murdered. That's disrespectful. I know you think that you're doing a good thing, but don't share the video. Don't post the video. No. That's disrespectful. Don't post pictures of the person's dead body because the family is going through enough trauma of getting reminded of it every single day. Do not share the video. Do not post the video. And Black Lives Matter and this movement is not a trend. It's not a trend because like yesterday was Blackout Tuesday and I seen everybody post about Blackout Tuesday. But guess what? It's Wednesday. It's Thursday. I'm still black. Ahmaud Arbery, he would have still been black. Trayvon Martin is still black. Breonna Taylor is still black. It's not something we could just front for and then the next day it's all back to normal. No. Because nothing about what's going on in America right now is normal. It's not. It's not at all. And it is upsetting. It is upsetting. It really, 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 really is. I can go on and on about what's happening, but I do know that we need, at this time, we do need to come together at this time. You can argue with this person and that person about y'all's differences, but y'all need to come together. Like the Bloods and the Crips are coming together. Homophobes are putting away their differences and they're coming together with the queer community at this time. There's so many people who you would have never thought, who you would never have thought came together during this time. And I know they're scared. The people who want to support the systematic racism and support the systematic discrimination, they are scared because they know that they're going to be outnumbered. They're going to be outnumbered. Like I don't know why. I don't know why it had to get this bad. That's not supposed to. Why did it have to get this bad? Why did we have to burn down buildings? And I know some people might think it's insensitive, but I don't care about Target. I don't care about y'all big billion-dollar corporations who can just replace it. They broke into the CNN Center. In less than a day, they had the CNN back up, repainted everything, and almost had the building back together. Stuff like that can be fixed. George Floyd can be brought back. Tamir Rice can be brought back. Trayvon Martin can be brought back. Breonna Taylor cannot be brought back. Sandra Bland cannot be brought back. Freddie Gray cannot be brought back. None of these people can be brought back. So if you think that I care even a little bit about y'all's billion-dollar corporations that y'all can fix in less than a day, you are out of your mind. And to all these people who wanna go around and call us all these N-words and slurs and that and think that it's okay, love black culture so much, then speak up for Black lives, because that is what you're not to do. That is what you're not to do. And I can go on and on because I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Some people gonna be like, oh, she's just a child. I know what I'm talking about. I know it is evident. It is evidence. There's connection going on. It is evident. It is a blatant, evident discrimination and oppression going on towards my people. It is. And it's awful. Like, I had a friend text me the night of the George Floyd killing. She was like, are you okay? I didn't know what she was talking about, because, you know, I don't really watch the news. I know what's going on, but I don't really watch the news. And I seen that video. She's my Caucasian friend, by the way. And we had a conversation, you know, and it was a group chat between me. She's the only Caucasian friend in the group, right? And we were talking about what was happening, and she wasn't saying much. One of my friends called her out and was like, why aren't you saying anything? She tried to say that she will stand for us and all that, but she doesn't understand. And they started attacking her. I'm like, y'all can't do that. That is also what you're not supposed to do. I see so many people, they making jokes talking about America got my white friends asking if we cool now. That is what you need. That is what you need, because if you're just gonna turn around and do reverse racism, then all this was for nothing. All of this was for nothing. If you just go now, like, people who never hated white people, for people who are not, for Caucasian people who are not like that, and Caucasian people who don't hate black people, who aren't racist, those are the people. Their voices mean a lot. So when you see a Caucasian person speaking up about what's happening, who is actually speaking up, not just following the trend, who's actually speaking about what's happening, and who wants to help us make a difference, those are the people. Their voices are helping amplify us. No, we're not following behind them. Some people are saying that, no, we're not following behind them. But the America is already against us. So, and they're helping. They're helping. They're using their privilege to help. It's for people who don't think that white privilege is a thing. It is a thing. It is a thing. You need to understand that. Because if you know me, you know that I had all these successes already, and I'm not even in high school yet. I have already had these successes in my life. But at the wrong place at the wrong time, I'm just another black kid to them. I'm just another black kid. My little brother, he loves, I know y'all know NBA Youngboy and Ellie Chopper, he loves them. We grew up in a good neighborhood. But, you know, he liked to talk, because, you know, that's what his friends listen to, right? And he don't understand that that's the exact picture that people see him. Not all black people are thugs. Not all Mexican people are illegal. Not all Muslim people are terrorists. Not all white people are part of the KKK. Y'all are building a stereotype, and y'all are following that stereotype, and y'all are trying to make it be something that it's not. And that is the problem. Y'all are so closed-minded, and y'all are so ignorant, and y'all are so uneducated about certain things. And at least if you're gonna feel a certain type of way about people, at least if you're gonna feel a certain type of way about people, at least know why. Because basically, racism is just a drug addiction. Because you know, the longer you take a drug, the harder it is to get rid of it. If you're fed racism at a young age, and it's taught to you over the years, it's gonna be harder and harder to steer away from it. It's not inherited. It's not. It's taught. Racism is taught. And that is when it's your job, people who are my age and my generation, that is when it's your job to become your own person and decide for yourself if you really have a reason to hate or love a certain thing. For me, what about Barack Obama? My parents like, oh, Barack Obama, yeah. I didn't know why. I just knew that I liked Barack Obama because my family liked Barack Obama. But now that I'm older and I can at least semi-understand politics and semi-understand what he was going for, now I still love how Barack Obama was, now that I know, but I was able to make that choice for myself. I was able to say, oh, I don't really agree with Barack. Oh, I do. I love Barack. Like, I was able to make that choice for myself. Y'all can make that choice. Y'all can make that choice. You can make that choice. I get it that that's what that was taught to you. I get it that was taught to you, but even though it was taught to you, you can be your own person and steer away from it. I know that not all black people are ignorant and uneducated. And that's how the world perceives us, and I don't know why. I am an African American female, and I am educated. I'm educated. I'm young and educated. And I still have a long time to reach my full potential. And when I do reach my full potential, and when my other brothers and sisters reach their full potential, y'all will really be scared of us. Not because we're gonna hurt you or because we're gonna kill you. Not because of that. Because we're gonna know what you did. We're gonna know how to fix it. We're gonna know that. They didn't let black people read back then because they didn't want them to understand what was happening to them. We're understanding what's happening to us. And now that a whole bunch of us have understood and we're fighting back, now it's a problem because y'all want to keep undermining us, and y'all want to keep the systematic racism going when we've had enough of it. We've had enough of it. Now, am I out there protesting? No. But there's many of other things you can do at home. You can sign petitions. You can donate. There's so many things you can do. You can educate your non-black friends. You can educate many people on what's going on in the world, who don't believe that it's that bad, who believe that, oh, if slavery was still a thing, this wouldn't have happened. Y'all, we used to be kings and queens. And they stole us. They took us from our land, our country, brought us here. And we've been being oppressed ever since. And that's sad. But that's the reality of it. I'm a realist. And I can see that is the reality of what's going on right now. And when I have children, I don't want to have to talk to my 5-year-old son about how to act when a police stops them. Who wants to have that conversation with their child? Their child. They have to talk to a 5-year-old about how to act when a police stops you. Put your hands on the dashboard. Comply with everything they say. Be polite. Don't catch your attitude. Don't ride in the car with a wife beater on. Don't have your do-rag on. Don't have your music too loud. Don't do this. Don't do that. Why? I just want to know why. But there's much more I can say, but I'm not going to say because it is late and I'm tired, and I know I don't really speak out about it much. I don't speak about anything much. I haven't spoke about what really happened at all. But I don't know if the video's going to go anywhere. I just needed to get this out. But that's it.